So you were going to tell me about Trackware.
Well, you know, it's an all-encompassing sort of software package suite that includes everything from financial to estimating and project control, material inventory. It does all that, right? So basically the way we use it, we've broken our work orders down into what a lot of companies would do, workstations. So when I get the import, or the export as Rick would call it, because he exports it, he's got it set up on a spreadsheet. I import it, and it breaks it down to all the different work areas. And then I make up work orders. So I have a certain sequence of events that I go through to get this all, and then when the guys see it on their time clock and punching in, they turn around and they punch into the particular work order that they're doing work on at that particular time. For instance, Joseph's on the saw, he's always going to be doing the cuttings, so every time he changes a job he has to go over there and change it to
Where is the workstation that he...
It's right by the it's a touch station, right by the foreman's office.
Okay, I need to make sure I take a picture of that because I didn't.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty important part of this whole system, okay? And then in bigger plants they'll have several touch stations wherever. In our case, we just have the one.
Now, just to encapsulate it, because if I did this too long, it would be boring to people watching it.
Yeah.
The purpose of this is really to be able to follow through jobs, costs, etc.
Exactly.
To be able to know where you can be efficient, where you can change things to be efficient, ideally. Or
ideally, it tells us where we are efficient, where we're not efficient, where we need to make improvements. If there's a problem on the job, then we need to know. We have a work order set up for that. If there's, for instance, a mistake made, we have a rework work order. So those costs to correct the mistake aren't incorporated into the actual cost of the cabinet. If you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that way we can control our costs, and then we also know that when we get back to the estimating stage, that what we're estimating is accurate to what's happening in the shop.
Well, he did, and when I was talking to Rick yesterday, he said that you can compare the estimated to the actual and make adjustments when you need to. You can also see your profit or your bottom line, where you're efficient, where you're not efficient.
Exactly.
So, okay, because I'm going to put this on.
Good morning. Good morning. We come in and wake up this thing. So we punch in our numbers. And if we're changing our job or whatever, we start a different job. I can just give you a little demo here, I guess. And I'll just put in what I'm working on. Nicolino's restaurant. I'm doing the custom assembly and I'm done. Next guy comes in and does what he has to do.
Okay. Now, give me a second because I'm going to go out a little bit so I see you better. There you are! Okay, now where are we going?
Yeah, I guess we'll go to the saw here.
Okay, you may have to speak up just a little because we're filming.
It is noisy in here?
Yeah. So the wood comes in here, all the parts come in here?
The supplies come in this door and they're fairly well organized.
Okay.
But when we're busy, there's lots of things coming in.
And then this is...
the main saw for the shop.
Okay.
All the cabinet parts get cut here. A lot of cutting happens. It's a beautiful machine.
Yeah.
It cores the bottom edge, it cuts the top edge, makes a beautiful cut both sides, top and bottom. It's all computer operated fence. You just punch in the numbers, how big you want it, and push the button, and it sets
there it
itself.
Is. Now, this guy over here is working on a smaller saw.
Yes.
And what is he doing? What's he cutting? Is he just cutting like off pieces or?
Little pieces get cut on their plywood and custom parts. This is mainly the production here on the big saw.
Right.
And any little cuts go to this saw, or there's another saw at the other end also.
Okay.
Just for when a guy just needs a couple of pieces.
And this is again the Altendorf with the computerized control.
Yes.
Very cool. Rick said this is a brand new machine.
It's fairly new.
Fairly new?
When I started in November, it was already here, but it's about a year old now. Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm going to put this on pause.
Stuff gets glued, the whole sheets get glued here before the saw.
Right.
Custom colors, sometimes a different color on either side. And we'll put in a vacuum press.
Right.
That's what presses them down, just a vacuum.
Right. Now, when I was talking to Rick yesterday, he said the reason you went with a vacuum press like this over, say, a flat press is because you do a lot of curved work as well, and and custom work, and that these are much work better with those. Right.
And they work just as well.
And this is where I saw this young boy, young man, spraying glue, and it looks like it's attached to that wall unit up there.
That's actually the vacuum setup for the presses.
But it's over here.
The glue comes out of the bucket.
Okay.
And it just goes through a roller that you turn on, and it feeds the glue automatically into the roller.
I saw him working on it. Yeah.
Trevor's just from Red River College. He's just between courses. And he's going to be a good guy eventually. He's cutting edging for the edge banding machine. So he's got the narrow strips that all the parts that get cut on the big saw here go to his machine after, and they get all the edges get applied automatically.
And that way it matches perfectly.
Yes. And it automatically applies the edge and trims it and everything.
So this is the machine that does that?
This is just the saw. He's just cutting the edge.
Right. Oh, I know that's the edge.
That's the edge band right there.
Masterwood CNC.
It's basically a small CNC machine.
Yeah.
We do all our doweling on this machine. Cut the grooves for the backs on there and drill for all the hardware that goes on. It's all pre-drilled by this machine. Everything has a place to go.
Branch edge sander.
Yes. That's where edges get applied on here.
Now, he also does this, because I saw him feeding these strips in. Instead of on a big roll, they're cut to match, and then they're fed as he needs them.
Sometimes we put laminate edges on this machine. Sometimes we just use the rolls for PVC.
He also said that it handles thicker wood, so you can actually put a hardwood edge on with it.
You can put a 1/4 inch hardwood edge on with that machine also.
Now, what's he doing here?
He's just assembling parts here.
Okay.
So it looks like he's gluing and molding onto a little windowsill or something.
Okay. And I noticed you have it looks like a...
This is a little drill press.
Right. A Blum, I think?
A hinge machine.
Yeah.
It drills for the hinges and inserts them into the doors. They're done.
Oh, yeah. I do this for a living, I better. Now he's assembling the drawer.
Yeah.
And he's going to put it in the clamp.
Yeah. And he probably puts in 3 or 4 drawers in one time. By the time they're ready, he takes them out and puts another load. And it looks like he's got a pile of drawers to make.
Yep. Put that back on. Okay, this is the customary, you said?
This whole end here basically is custom, where all of our top quality guys put beautiful things together.
Right.
All the all where the hardwood stuff is getting done.
Right.
Paper, pointer, planer, sander.
And then above there is where all the countertops are done.
Basically, most of the countertops get built upstairs. Yeah.
Okay.
They take up a lot of room sometimes. Being that they're up there, they're out of the way of the rest of the shop.
Yeah.